or etiologic agent. You have the type of symptoms and the source matter, and of course the animal reservoir as well. So let's start with the first example, which is rabies. In French, c'est la rage, okay? And the etiology or etiological agent is rhabdovirus. Rhabdovirus is going to attack the nervous system, okay? So normally the symptoms are nervous symptoms. So you have brain and nerves inflammation and damage, which is going to lead to agitation, hallucination, hydrophobia, paralysis, and death, because rabies is automatically fatal. It is a mortal disease. And the source matter is saliva, the first, let's say, the richest matter in virus is going to be saliva of dogs and cats, okay? And therefore, the virus is transmitted via dogs and cat bites, okay? Of course, animal reservoirs are dogs and cats, but also other species like cows, etc., horses, and so on. If you are in contact with those animals' saliva, you are going to be contaminated and you catch rabies. The second example is tuberculosis, and the causal agent is Mycobacterium. Here it is, you have two cases, whether you it is either you're going to suffer from, whenever you get Mycobacterium, you're going to suffer from respiratory disorders, okay? You may have respiratory symptoms like cough, etc., or you are going to suffer from lymph node disease, okay? So you are going to have enlargement of one of your lymph nodes, okay? And in general, it is in general, we notice that the patients suffer also from weight loss, okay? They start being very thin, okay? The infected, or sorry, the source matter of Mycobacterium are in general infected milk, infected raw milk, c'est le lait cru, it is raw milk, and meat, or maybe also transmitted by inhalation, okay, by breathing the, and here in general breathing, I mean the bacteria, because here tuberculosis is a bacteria, whereas rabies, for the etiologic agent of rabies, is a virus, okay? Okay, abdovirus, it is a virus. Mycobacterium is a bacteria. Sorry, a bacterium. Okay, and for the inhalation of Mycobacterium, it is in general, it occurs between dogs and human beings. Whereas for cattle, how can cattle transmit Mycobacterium to humans? This case is via infected raw milk and meat, okay? But inhalation, it is in general related to dogs. The third example, third case is brucellosis. Brucellosis, it is an infectious zoonotic disease caused by Brucella, which is a bacteria. This bacteria is going to attack two systems, reproductive system and the skeletal system, and it is going to be presented as abortion. I mean, the symptoms, the clinical signs are the first time it is going to be just like flu, okay, common grippe. We call in French c'est un syndrome grippal. It is not flu exactly, because it is not the flu virus. C'est pas le virus de la grippe, but though it can occurs in the same symptoms as of the symptoms of flu. Okay, so therefore we call it flu-like syndrome. This is going to be happened in the first time, but then by time it may attack a reproductive system. So we notice abortions and arthritis. Okay, arthritis, les arthrites. By the way, those symptoms are the symptoms noticed on human beings. Okay, it is when we describe the disease in humans. We talk of those symptoms because in animals it is going to be different. I carry on with brucella. So source matters are uterine secretions, this time of animals. Okay, let's explain something. So symptoms here that are related to human disease, but the sources, those sources are related to animals because they are the animals which transmit the disease to humans. Okay, so here it is transmitted via uterine secretions and the fetal fluids during parturition, for example, or among abortion, because the cows can suffer from abortion too. Okay, and you have also, like, for mycobacterium, dairy products, infected raw milk can transmit to brucella, and the animal reservoir is represented by cattle and goats, especially goats. The other species are also can be it is possible that they can be animal reservoir too, like dogs, for example, and even some species of fish. Okay, well, I'm not, they are not fish, sorry, they are cetacea, marine mammals. Okay, so I move to the fourth example, hydatidoses or echinococcosis. Here it is parasitic. Okay, so it is a worm that it is going to shed its eggs. Okay, the parasite is called echinococcus, sorry, and the disease is echinococcosis. The symptoms in human beings are the hydatid cyst, in French c'est le kyste hydatique. So we start having cysts or the kyste in the lungs, the liver, the brain, and everywhere in the body. Okay, but the most frequent localizations are in the lungs and the liver. Okay, and now about the source. So this worm, the echinococcus, this worm, intestinal worm, is going to in fact, it lives in the dog intestines, and it sheds the eggs. Now the eggs are going to be contained in the dog's feces. And whenever vegetables, for example, or I mean the soil is going to be contaminated with, and you are going to consume the vegetables without washing them well, or if you play with your dog, or I mean when kids are playing and touching the soil and they eat directly without washing and cleaning well their hands, they may swallow some eggs of the echinococcus, and then those eggs are going to be developed into hydatid cysts. Okay, so the cysts can be found in human beings, and also in cattle. Okay, we are going to see this in the scheme, and I can explain more in the scheme. Okay, we have also leishmaniosis. So it is because of leishmania, the causal agent. And so leishmania, whenever it enters into the human being tissues and organism, it is going to cause cutaneous form. Okay, so some cutaneous lesions, some injuries, okay, on the hands or the face of the patient. And you have also the visceral form, which is represented by the enlargement of spleen and liver. Okay. Now, leishmania, it is a protozoan and it is a kind of parasite. This parasite is transmitted via sandfly, which are insects. Small mosquitoes are called sandflies, and it is through when they take their blood meal, okay, through their biting, okay. C'est les piqûres d'insectes. For sandfly, ce sont les phlébotons, okay. And sandfly are going to take leishmania from dogs and rodents. So sandfly is going to suck animals' blood, and it is during the blood meal that those insects are going to take and ingest leishmania, those parasites, and then for the next time when they are going to bite humans to get a new blood meal, they are going to inject the leishmania ingested on dogs and rodents. Okay.